Hello, welcome to the Trews. The Trews is True News. I'm here with Scroobius Pip.
Hello.
I'm from a little place called Great Britain, but I don't know if I love or hate Britain. These words upon my page written, the things that make and break Britain. See, I'm from a little place called Great Britain, but I don't know if I love or hate Britain. These words upon my page written, the things that make and break Britain.
We're racists now. This is Racist England. We're both from Thurrock, aren't we?
Yeah, and woke up racist.
I'm a racist now.
A historic night for UKIP. The party has its first elected MP after Douglas Carswell won the Clacton by-election.
As you can see, we're a couple of typical Essex boys.
Yeah.
You can tell that at a glance, can't you? West Ham. Actually, I do support West Ham.
I support Millwall, so
So you can see.
Let's get over that.
No racism here.
No, exactly.
So the actual news, Pip, is Douglas Carswell becomes the first elected UKIP MP. Former Tory MP Douglas Carswell has become the first UKIP candidate to be elected into the House of Commons. Other ones have defected. This one's been elected, sort of thing you'd say. That sounded quite hip-hop, didn't it? And
rhymed.
It rhymes for a start. That's
Perfect.
one of the ingredients. Hang on a minute. How come people can just go from Tory party to UKIP party at all?
Yeah, it's insane. As everyone's kind of highlighting already, it's clearly just thinking, right, I've got a better chance. Like, this seems to be getting traction.
Yeah.
I've got a better chance of getting in, rather than it being, here's my beliefs, here's what I believe in and what I'm standing on and what actually means something to me. It's like, oh no, these people seem to be popular in my local area.
Yeah.
Let's be part of that.
My belief is I should be in Parliament.
Yeah,
that's my main
the
belief.
sole-
In Parliament is
Yeah,
my belief.
yeah.
Me in it. So let's have a look at. We've got a video here, Pip, of
Yeah.
stuff that went on.
This is the largest increase in the vote achieved by any party in any by-election in the United Kingdom. It's a truly remarkable result.
There's a man in the screen that's dressed up as Boss Hogg from Duke's Vazard.
Yeah.
What about, like, democracy is a serious thing. You have got to vote. I'd like to vote for Boss Hogg, please.
Is it the Colonel? Have KFC got that powerful that that's a viable option now?
Now you get to vote for my finger-licking party. What are your policies? It's a secret. We'll never tell.
We knew Mr. Carswell was going to win, but this is a quite remarkable result.
And what I don't like as well is Andrew Neil and those in the studio. You can see they're really fetishising, like, well, UKIP have done really well. They've rinsed it. They're excited, aren't they?
Yeah, it's an indication of how much people are being swayed in the current times. I was reading a guy, Musrot Wonga, who's a journalist, was saying this morning that the biggest campaigners for UKIP at the moment are ISIS, and the biggest campaigners for ISIS are UKIP, because they're just running up support for each other, because we've got these horrible things going on in these countries that people are going, well, UKIP seem to be the polar opposite of that.
It's like extremists on both sides, mate, isn't it? They generate attention and hatred. So us normal, moderate people, we've got
to go towards an extreme reaction of UKIP or someone like that, which is crazy, which is what a lot of people are going, but...
What should we do? I don't know if we're going to have to become extremely nice.
Extremely.
We're going to have to be so nice to counterbalance it. Let's just see what these weirdos say now.
To go from 0 to 60%, nobody's managed to do that. He's not only won, he's won stupendously.
It's interesting that they use words like stupendous. It's like they've all got in a stiffy about it. Oh my God, look at the size of UKIP. Look at the gleaming veins up the side of UKIP. They're sort of sensualising, sexualising, eroticising this victory. It's very irresponsible on the BBC, where you can't get any reporting on something like the People's Assembly, what I was attending last night. A social movement for ordinary people. People say, actually, we're not racist. Actually, we don't agree with government. Actually, we don't agree with austerity. We don't agree with cuts. I'm very confused at how, if there's a situation where power needs to be shared or wealth needs to be shared, the people that suffer most, the people that fall under the most focus, are people without power, people without money. I think it's very interesting the way that this is held together, the way that information is presented to us.
They will ask us to choose between teachers and classroom assistants, between pensioners and young people, between people who are in work and people who are out of work. We've got to say we stand up for all of those people. Not a single penny should be cut. Let's have a reworking of the economy, and let's hold these liars to account.
They're not like the BBC aren't going, oh my God, look at people coming together to say let's not be racist and let's all take a stand against corruption and big business and politics. Let's all unify. That don't give them a stiffy. I mean, what's going on? Why are they so enthused?
It feels like it's the same thing there of them not immediately but already starting to hedge their bets on, because they need to be with, they need to be backing them with what's popular.
Oh my God.
They're a public service.
I think we're going to have to be racist now.
To the electorate of Clacton, my gratitude. Thank you for electing me. I resigned from Parliament to face this election because I answer first, foremost and last to you. You're my boss. I will not let you down.
You've already let us down by misleading us terribly and telling us that the problems in our country are as a result of the most vulnerable people in the country, immigrants and people that aren't well. Keep HIV positive migrants out of Britain. UKIP leader Nigel Farage has been slammed by a leading charity after saying that migrants with HIV should be prevented from entering the UK. Now, I'm a human being, so I have a human response as well. So what I'm ashamed of, Pip, is when I read our NHS shouldn't have to deal with people with HIV. There's a little voice in me, mate, that goes, because my mum's had to go to hospital recently, I think, well, there shouldn't be some bloke from Poland with AIDS in the head of my mum. But then I think, hold on a minute, that's not a relevant piece of information.
No.
You can help my mum and the bloke with HIV from Poland. Why is it that I have this fear response, and how should we be responding to it?
I mean, it's the complete illusion that people with HIV are somehow worthless.
That's a terrible idea.
It's ridiculous. Just where we are now, one of my favourite and one of the most successful tattoo artists in the country, he's got HIV. It doesn't affect his work. Again, that's a ridiculous illusion that people who have an illness can't contribute to our society
That's
and improve
disgusting.
our society.
You're right. Because I know people with HIV and stuff, and when I don't think about it on that level, but when I read it in these propagandist terms, I get this sort of fear response, and that's normal.
It's that natural instant reaction.
So we need people, because it is a natural tendency to feel that kind of fear, we need people in positions of authority and leadership to help us through that, not to go, you know that bit of mad fear you've got? Ooh, let's legislate for it. No, let's overcome it.
It's ridiculous. I mean, an example of it just being just the fact that, again, you have an opinion that someone coming to our country with an illness or some kind of disability is a negative because they're going to be a strain on our services. When Stephen Hawking, for example, is considered one of the most intelligent and most important people in the world. He's disabled. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you're aware of that. But I'm sure we wouldn't go, he's worthless because he's not. He can't.
He's lazy. He's always sat down. I'm sick and tired of propping up Stephen Hawkins. I think he's unravelling the mysteries of the universe. It's not enough.
Forget what he can add and bring to the country. I'm worried he might take up a seat in the waiting room.
I think we have to accept that the battle in England for May 2015 is not going to be a battle between simply three parties. It's going to be a battle between at least four parties.
Four parties that are run by privately educated men. Oh, which one of these privately educated men that are basically saying the same things we vote for? Because Nigel Farage with his pub Bon Remy, let's not forget that Nigel Farage is a public school educated, former city working banker who worked for Drexel, Burnham and Lambert. Drexel, Burnham and Lambert. That sounds like a murdering arsonist cigarette company. He's not going to come in and change the world.
If there's ever a villain's name, it's Drexel.
Hello, Drexel here. I've come to look after your child. No, get him out.
I think there is no doubt that UKIP are going to remain a player of significance in the battle between now and May 2015.
UKIP is backed by multi-millionaire backer, Paul Sykes. They're not interested in representing ordinary people of Clacton. They laugh at people like us. They laugh at you, ordinary people of Clacton. They're not interested in helping you. They want you to hate people that are vulnerable people because they know we have a little impulse towards that instead of elevating us, because they don't want us looking where the problem is. If you're looking to redistribute power, if you're looking to share resources, look at where the power and resources are.
And John, if you are the sitting Conservative MP for other seats in Essex as you go up the East Coast and into the Essex hinterland, Basildon, Thurrock and so on.
That's where we're from, mate.
Yep, there we go. It's listed.
What?
We're getting name checked. So it's a proud moment.
I've waited my whole life to hear Thurrock mentioned on the television.
And this is how it is. This is how it gets its name dropped.
Come on, Thurrock.
You must be looking at that UKIP vote tonight and wondering, wow, am I now vulnerable?
You certainly will be worrying as to whether or not you're vulnerable. And of course, clearly what the Conservatives' whips will be worried about as a result is whether some of them decide that their political career might actually be safer by resigning their seat and fighting a by-election.
It's weird, like, so the BBC is collaborating in the creation of a narrative that UKIP should be augmented, almost suggesting that further people do defect, bringing the argument further and further to the right, validating these ridiculous ideas, and never once mentioning, why are they not mentioning on this coverage? I mean, it's interesting because this constant focus on the vulnerable, on immigrants, there's a historical precedent for that around the worst right-wing movements in history, all of which ultimately supported financial elites and none of which truly represent people. Why are they not representing now?
And I mean, even more so, they're confusing their own arguments in that they're saying it's a big thing that there could be four parties battling this election. as you've highlighted, they're four parties that are all run by millionaire bankers and public schoolboys, to the extent that they're saying that many of them will, it's a big risk that a lot will be converting over. So their differences are so small and so little and minute that there's now a major concern that they're highlighting that they're going to defer and go over. It's like,
you're
that's
right.
just highlighting they're all you're saying it's a big
it's the
thing
same.
before,
it's meaningless.
but then you're also saying they're all the same because if there's a slightly better chance, they're
That's
not.
true.
It's not against their morals enough. There's not enough of a difference.
Well, I can't. I'm a conservative. I'll die before I don't join UKIP. It's about as significant as them swapping hats.
Yeah.
It's about that relevant.
That's it. The big change is one member deferring and kind of going, well, I've not had to change my beliefs. That actually, They basically believe everything other than a little. They're a bit more, or they're not as closeted with their racism as the Conservatives. They're more open about it, but still, I can believe the same things and just.
So in a way, it doesn't make no difference. If they can defect, if they can migrate between one another, what difference does it make? It makes the point that within that sphere of democracy, it's meaningless.
Government of the people, by the people, for the people, said Abraham Lincoln famously at Gettysburg.
It's a proud day for Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
After when he fought for the abolition of slave trade, I thought, and one day in the future, new kinds of insidious racism will emerge in Clacton, Essex, under UKIP, and special regards to Colonel Sanders, who's actually a contemporary of mine.
Wycliffe's words were a precursor to an extraordinary transformation.
Just notice his mate in a hat there with the same.
That might be Nigel Farage's millionaire backer. Well done, fellows! Here's a hatful of money for your troubles.
Change is coming with the realization that things can be better. It is an honour to be a small part of that here this evening.
Small, minuscule, irrelevant. As you've pointed out, Pip, if they can all swap parties, it's because they're all the same. These people offer no genuine alternative. They will support corporations, they will support the financial industry, they are their natural allies, and their similarities to the Tories are obvious in that people from the Conservative Party can switch in and out of UKIP. So, as a couple of Essex men, I suppose, what should we be suggesting to the Trews viewers?
Stop voting for UKIP would be a good start.
Don't vote for UKIP. If you've got to vote for bloke in white costume.
But that guy wins for me. But it's just the fact that all of this is being built up is just illustrating further. The fact that we've highlighted that people can switch so easily is illustrating further that the current democracy and voting system is to placate those that want to do something. It's to be able to say, the people I voted for didn't get in, but I voted, so that's all I have to do. Rather than saying, I don't like the people who win, I'm going to stand up and be active and do something to change and make change and change who's in charge, change the way the power is distributed. Because we've got the voting system, it placates you. It's your way of saying, I've ticked that box.
You're right, I agree with you, Pip. People of Clacton, we love you, we're here for you. A genuine change is coming, a real change. And real change won't come from people who can pretend and claim to change by swapping ties. This is the Trews. Subscribe here, subscribe here, subscribe here to Trews, subscribe here. Well, should they subscribe?
They should subscribe here.
Yeah, here's where they should do it, I think.
Is a tool that is abused to fool you and to leave you scared and confused. Trews is like the news. If the news was true, I want some Trews. Let's have some Trews.